philosophers who state with confidence that miracles occur all around us every day. And that with a heightened awareness, we will be able to see these miracles, recognize the angels that walk among us. Hello, I'm Robert Culp. What is a miracle? The question has stumped generations of scientists and philosophers. It is the question that drives the Miracle Research Center staff to shed light on the intangible through documentation, interview, and investigation. The researchers in the field bring their case findings back to the Miracle Research Center, where these cases are carefully reviewed and tested. Each day brings them a step closer to understanding the miraculous.
Welcome to Could It Be a Miracle? I'm Bob Evans, producer.
And I'm Michelle Wolford, segment producer. Our researchers, writers, and video crews have been hard at work collecting stories of the miraculous for your consideration.
As in every episode of our show, we present the stories of ordinary people who are touched by events which may or may not be miraculous.
We invite some of the most respected authors and experts in the field of the miraculous to present their stories and research.
This week's segments include the story of a well-loved doctor from Mexico City who continued to take care of his patients even after his death.
A hardworking mother spending the night away from home has a premonition during a dream that her children are in danger.
A pioneer couple faces a difficult childbirth without a doctor or a midwife and in need of a miracle.
A mysterious apparition saves some young men from a deadly fire.
And a couple is saved by a boy who had passed away the year before.
For our first segment, a man suffering a serious asthma attack needs help and receives it from a mysterious stranger.
Are you okay?
It's my asthma. I was trying to stay away from that dog, but...
Just try and relax, okay? I'll get you your inhaler. I'll put it right here in my purse. I thought I put it right here.
Well, actually, it began on Christmas Eve, 1994. We were visiting family for Christmas during the time period, and we decided to visit my sister and her family that evening for Christmas Eve. We're going to visit Lori's family the next day on Christmas Day. So in doing so, I'm terribly allergic to dogs. And my sister has a dog, and we knew that we were only going to be able to spend a short time period at that point at her house because of my condition. Well, during the course of our fellowshipping together on Christmas Eve, I started to experience some difficulty with an asthma attack.
Relax, okay? Just relax. Oh my God, it's so late. Nothing's going to be open right now. Maybe there'll be a convenience store. I mean, maybe they'll have inhalers. Okay, just relax.
And within half mile or so, we did, and we pulled over. And I know it was just a feeling of relief that at least maybe there'd be something here. Because I think our next option was trying to find a hospital.
Yeah, I'm going to check the trunk when you go in. Maybe I packed your inhaler in the suitcase. Just relax, okay?
There was relief in seeing that convenience store, or maybe hope and relief at the same time.
And I practically ran inside, searching for the medicine counter, trying to find something, yeah.
And I know I was saying a little prayer, please let there be something.
Good evening, miss. suffering from an asthma attack. Here. There you go. Yeah. There. You and your wife have a good night.
Immediately after I did that, I thought, how stupid to do that from taking someone else's medication, which is kind of silly. But I did do it out of just pure desperation, but also a feeling of trust, like this guy's going to be okay.
Where did that man go?
You're my only customer.
She saw him go in, and I saw him inside, but neither one of us saw him depart from the convenience store. So we just thought that was a nice gentleman helping us out till we really got to thinking about it and thinking perhaps it may have been something else.
Honey, you're okay. What happened?
That man in the yellow sweater. Did you see which way he went?
Yeah, he parked right there. That's odd. I didn't see him leave.
The clerk didn't see him either.
Honey, you found your prescription inhaler.
Lori, that man gave it to me. Somehow he knew.
I'm so glad you're okay. I was so worried.
You're in an urban area, late at night, Christmas Eve. What are the chances of a gentleman coming up right next to you 10 seconds after you approach the medicine counter, giving you the proper inhaler to relieve you of all symptoms within 30-second time period? What other assumption can you make? We're not saying that, yes, he was an angel. We don't know. We just know that the good Lord takes care of his people, and that time that he did take care of me, and we're very appreciative of that.
Could the mysterious man have been another asthma sufferer who happened to be at the right place at the right time? The work of a good Samaritan?
What are the chances of someone having his exact prescription and then just disappearing without a trace? We could call this rescue a stroke of luck, but James Moores is convinced the mysterious man who disappeared before he could be thanked was an angel who delivered the precise prescription at just the right time.
This story fits the profile of a typical guardian angel case, in that the angel usually appears just in time to help, and then is gone before anyone could thank him.
When we come back, we'll have a story about a doctor's helping hand that reaches out from beyond the grave.
Stay tuned. Welcome back. Our next segment comes from Michelle's interview with Richard Sennett.
Richard Sennett is the author of The Haunted Southland. I talked to Richard recently, and he told me this story of a doctor whose caregiving and responsibility apparently had no earthly bounds.
This is a story I recall when my father died. He was just barely 50 years old, and he was a wonderful doctor. He did beautiful operations. He had many, many clients, and they all love him.
Okay, so you're gonna do what the doctor told you, right?
Yes.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Can the doctor see me now?
Just wait 1 minute. He'll be with you. Okay?
Dr. Otero studied medicine in Paris. His patients included the most influential citizens of Mexico City, but his clinic served everyone with the same compassion.
Eduardo. Good afternoon, Dr. Otero.
Good afternoon. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Don't you need to go inside?
Oh, no. We've taken all your tests and everything looks fine. Your heart is as strong as an ox. Everything's fine. Go home. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Doctor. But what about the pain? You know my father died of a heart
I
attack.
know. There's a scientific word for that. It's called indigestion. You eat too much. You eat too fast. You need to relax.
Doctor, I really appreciate you helping me, but I feel foolish now for wasting your time.
Why?
I have had a string of bad luck getting some jobs right.
There's nothing to worry about. There's no charge for this visit today. Alma brought me some sweet corn last week. I think we can call it even. Now, if you can find some more sweet corn, you know where I am. Now, go home. Say hello to Alma for me.
God bless you, Doctor.
Okay.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Suddenly, one day, he got sick. He died in April '52.
I'm going to miss him so much.
I know, Mamita. I know. Oh, thank you. Please put them in there with the rest of the boxes. Thank you.
These boxes have very important papers from your father's patients.
We were just talking about, his life and how interesting it has been, and that he was more like the priest to his, as a devotion to his clients.
The nurses, they were so sweet, so good, very helpful to put all those things in those boxes.
Those boxes have very important papers from your father's patients.
I know, Mamita. But first you're going to eat and rest and take care of yourself because that's important. And then I promise I will go through every one of those boxes with you.
At least we have to start with one today.
Mrs. Otero.
Yes.
I'm very sorry about what happened. I want to offer you my condolence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Juanita Ruiz. I was a patient of your father's. Mrs. Otero, I have a big favor to ask of you. I just pray that you don't get offended.
It's okay.
You see, Dr. Otero was more than a doctor to me. He was a savior. I loved and respected him very much. Mrs. Otero, I'm a very ill person, and I ran out of medication this morning. So I went to see another doctor, but he said he can't help me. Now without my medical record, he says I was in a very strict regimen that only Dr. Otero can duplicate. I was just hoping that maybe, well, you see, I was hoping that maybe you could find my files and...
Oh, it will take a couple of days,
Oh,
honey.
Mamita, a couple of days, no. Juanita, I'm very sorry you are ill, and I know you need the regimen, but we have 40 years of his life in those boxes, and we haven't even begun to look. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
I understand.
We need more time. Juanita, please come back.
Could you come back, Juanita?
Yes.
Gracias.
I'm sorry.
No te preocupes,
I'm
Juanita.
very sorry.
Okay.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Your father would have loved to help this woman.
I know, Mama. I know that.
What was that?
Vamos a ver.
I don't know what happened, but one box fell down. And from that box, there were some the cars that fell out, and one of them separated. And I said, oh my God, here, what happened?
No te preocupes. Put it back in order. Mama, mira.
What is it?
Mama, mira.
What, honey?
Look whose name it is. Juanita.
Juanita.
It's her regimen.
Yes. Yes, it is. Everything is here. What you need, please go see if you can find
Juanita!
She says, I know that Carlitos, who was my father, my father's name was Carlos Otero Carpio. He said, I know that Carlitos is taking care of me from heaven, from the heavens.
Thank you, Carlos.
Maybe it's an angel that sent him to move the box, and here I am with everything. It was really a lovely impression. And every time that, we were in trouble or not knowing what to do after my father died, we will always have the answer within 2 or 3 days, we knew what to do.
The miracle, of course, is the discovery of the file almost immediately following the request for it. The patient who referred to a regimen was referring to the battery of tests you go through for the proper diagnosis of a disease and the selection of the appropriate medication.
Sometimes a long and painful process, in this instance, avoided by the miraculous discovery of the file.
You interviewed Dr. Otero's daughter for this segment.
Rebecca Alexander, a delightful and beautiful lady. She said that for several years after her father's death, the family felt his concerned presence in the house.
When we come back, a strong mother-child connection saves a family from a terrible fire.
It's okay to talk to a guardian angel or to, think of God as a deity sitting up on a throne on a cloud is even okay. It's however you can return to your innocence. If by getting on your knees and praying, you can really, really strip yourself and really unburden your heart. And if thinking that there's someone up in the sky who is omniscient is a thought that you can trust, then do it that way. Because the effect is the important thing. Can you let go of everything? Can you drop all your own, the idea that you have troubles and just allow someone else to take over? Can you surrender your life and let someone else be the doer? This great and glorious God who you've made up in your mind, or your own concept of what God is. It doesn't matter. Or, can you just allow everything to drop and be the presence of the universe yourself and realize that everything's always being taken care of all the time and there's nothing to do. Everything's been taken care of all the time since the beginning of time. It always will be. You're part of it, and you didn't ask to be born. The flowers didn't ask to grow. They just do. So however you can image your, find an image for yourself to trust, if it's, taking the guidance of a priest that you particularly love and trust, if it's reading about the saints, if it's going to Lourdes, to sit, to be in the place where other miracles have happened. However it works for you to do it, that's the way to do it.
Welcome back. Our next story comes from Bob's interview with Brad Steiger.
Brad Steiger is a very interesting man to interview. A prolific writer, Brad has traveled the world in search of miraculous occurrences.
Many of the books are co-authored by his wife, Sherry Hansen Steiger,
including Amazing Moms, the book in which our next story appears. I sat down with Brad recently, and he told this story of a woman whose motherly instincts saved her family, though they were miles apart.
A few years back, a woman brought a very dramatic story to Sherry and myself. The recession a few years ago hit the Midwest like everywhere else, and a lot of farmers' wives had to take jobs in town. In this particular story, the woman had been working at a factory in town. The husband and the children are still on the farm. They had an agreement, because this is in the Midwest where we have a lot of strong winters, harsh winters, that if she should ever be in a situation where an ice storm or blizzard came up, her husband did not want her risking her life driving home. So she takes a room at a motel in town.
Too bad, and I have to stay over. Yeah, me too. Could you tell Daddy for me? Tell him I'm safe, everything's fine. Okay, sweetheart? Miss you. Love you too. Okay. Bye, honey.
And they would go to their respective beds. She in town, 30 miles away, and they out on the farm. She eventually falls asleep, wishing she were at home, of course. She has a dream. And she wakes up with a start. And she smells smoke. When she looks in her room, there's no smoke, but it's almost as if she has the sense of it in her nostrils. She looks out in the hallway, there's no smoke, and then she thinks of that dream, and she's convinced there is a fire in the farmhouse. There's a fire at home.
Mommy.
Mommy! The house, it's filled with smoke.
Frankie, listen to Mommy. Where's Charlie and Daddy?
They're sleeping.
Okay, Frankie, I need you to do exactly what I say. I need you to do what I say. Wake up Daddy. Wake Daddy up, find out where the smoke is coming from, and have Daddy put the fire out.
Okay, Mommy.
She awakened them in time because the kids had come in from doing chores. The mittens, wool mittens, were wet. They put them on a heater to dry. They forgot to take them off. The wool had burst into flame. So again, if it weren't for the mother's love reaching across those miles, if it weren't for that inner mechanism, that miracle of a mother's love that says, my family is in danger, and that seems to be throughout all of nature. That's that mother contact, that awareness that my family is in danger. A mother's love reached across the miles and saved her family.
Several cases indicate the dream state, or when you're just waking up from a dream, is a common time for these strong links between mother and child to occur.
Brad and Sherry say this case illustrates that the miraculous is not limited by time, space, or our level of consciousness.
History is full of miracles. When we come back, we'll have a dramatic story from the 1800s in which the lives of a baby and his mother are threatened by the solitude of the prairie.
Stay tuned for more miracles.
Golden circles around there, and they have wings that are golden, and they wear these little white things around them. They're like dressers or something. Some people get picked for angels. Some people don't, but it's okay if you don't. At least you get to be good in heaven and eat food just like you used to when you were alive.
Welcome back to Could It Be a Miracle?
Life in the 1800s could be cruel, especially on the frontier. Young families liked the adventure of staking a claim and living away from others.
But the isolation of frontier living also left these young families at risk. Consider our next case, in which a woman in the midst of a difficult pregnancy finds herself without a doctor, a nurse, or even a midwife to aid her in her time of need. In the pioneer West, there were no hospital facilities. Children were born in log cabins, and the mothers were assisted by what few doctors there were available, and midwives, neighbors, and friends. The couple whose story I'm retelling was experiencing a difficult childbirth. Both mother and child were in danger of losing their lives.
Jeb should be back with the doctor any minute. Yes.
Gone. The doctor is gone. There's a bad accident under Lexington. He won't be back for 2, maybe 3 days.
And what about the midwife, Jeb?
She's back east visiting some relatives. What are we gonna do now, sir?
You've done all you could. You go on home. I'll take care of things. We're gonna come through this, okay?
Promise me something.
Of course.
Promise you'll save our baby, no matter what happens to me.
Yes?
Hello, my name is Sarah. Sarah Parsons. I'm a midwife. It looks as though I've arrived just in time.
Yes.
Thomas remembered Reverend Scott mentioning a midwife by the name of Sarah. Something about Sarah's manner put them both instantly at ease.
How is she?
The child is turned in the womb. I'll have to turn it back before I deliver it.
The pain is so bad. I gave up.
Never give up, Nancy, never. This is a lesson you will be able to teach your son.
The work of the difficult labor continued into the night. Sarah comforted and encouraged the mother-to-be, and a baby was born. It was a boy, a 10-pound boy. Sarah Parsons' arrival at the moment she was needed and the delivery of a healthy child was enough for celebration as a small miracle. But that's not the complete story.
Sarah, please, let us pay you for your services.
Oh, I have no need of money. But there is something you can do for me.
What can I do?
Make sure the child is named Abraham.
Abraham?
With that, she walked out.
Abraham?
Thomas, go help her with her bag. She must be very tired.
You're right, I will.
When Thomas hurried out to assist her, Sarah Parsons had disappeared without a trace. Early the next morning, Reverend Scott stopped by to visit the new parents.
Reverend Scott's here.
He blessed the house and the child.
It appears that the three of you came through the delivery quite well.
Yes, thanks to that amazing friend of yours, Sarah Parsons.
Thomas, Sarah Parsons is dead.
No.
She's been dead for more than a day. Killed in a riding accident.
But she was here just last night. She saved Nancy's life. And my boy Abraham as well.
Miraculously, a child was saved and a message was shared. In times of difficulty and struggle, never give up. The baby grew up to be nicknamed Honest Abe. This miraculous occurrence is part of the myth of Abraham Lincoln.
Historical records can provide evidence of the death of Sarah Parsons near the time of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, but cannot document the event you've just seen dramatized.
Perhaps Sarah was an angel with a mission. When we come back, a mysterious spirit provides some young men with a warning that could save their lives.
Each of us has a plan. And sometimes you live out your plan in 12 months, and sometimes it takes 95 years. But if there is a plan there for each of us, then if the plan is off track because of something that happened, sometimes I think the angels come to work us back onto that again. I've also heard someone say that angels come when humans are unwilling or unable to get involved. And that's a good thought. I think that we should get involved and do the work of the angels, which is bringing love and care and sometimes admonition to people. But we should never wait for them to do something if we can do it. But we should also rest assured that if it's meant to be, the angels will take care of it.
Welcome back. For our next segment, we have another story from Michelle's interview with author Richard Sennett.
I had a chance to sit down with Richard at the beautiful Olivas Adobe Historical Museum. While his book, The Haunted Southland, focuses on missions of Southern California, he shares this story about some young men and a life-saving apparition. I interviewed Richard in the chapel of the Olivas Adobe Historical Museum. What about the stories that you hear of apparitions saving lives? Are those apparitions part of some sort of divine intervention?
People who have these experiences describe them in different ways. Some appear very much like the angels that one would encounter at a church. Others appear as relatives. Sometimes the figures seem to appear as people you don't know. I'm told of a friend of mine who was part of a group in Baltimore. They had rented one of the old row houses that had been built in the early part of the 19th century as a townhouse. It's a 3-story building, a little narrow thing. They fixed it up beautifully.
Hello? What's up?
What is this? Romper room at nap time? Come on.
Go away.
Were you up all night studying again?
I wish I could blame this on calculus.
Wait, did the little old lady in the maid's outfit make another guest appearance?
Mark, if we were making this up, wouldn't she be a supermodel in a French maid's outfit?
Listen, enough talk about apparitions. Jerry's moving in tonight. I don't want him to think we're a bunch of nutcases.
So we should call the seance off.
Very fun.
So the welcome roommate party is tonight?
Tonight, of course.
Here we go.
But of course, as people were renting it, coming and going, they needed to pay the mortgage. And as the room became vacant, my friend was invited to join them.
Jerry.
Hey, Mark.
What's up, bro?
Not much.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
Think you're gonna like it here.
Cable television, running water. I'm in bachelor heaven.
All right. Hey, listen. These guys are gonna try to tell you that this place is haunted or something. Don't believe them.
Haunted?
Just blow it off.
So of course, as soon as he moved in, he was told that they had encountered the apparition of a maid, or one of the group had. An elderly woman with a black dress and a white apron, hair up in a bun. She had a broom, she was sweeping.
Ooh, spooky.
Just wait until finals week, then we'll all resemble The Walking Dead.
He woke with someone shaking his shoulder. He was just shaking him violently, and when he looked up, there was the apparition, the elderly woman. There were no women living in the building. She had her hair up, the whole 19th century maid's costume. And when he stood up in bed at this amazing sight, she backed away and vanished.
Hey, Richard, wake up, man. I think we got a fire, you guys. I smell smoke. Everyone, wake up.
Turn on the lights. Good job, Jerry. You're a regular smoke detector.
Believe me, guys, I never would have woke up on my own.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that someone or something made sure that I woke up in time.
He believes that if he hadn't been woken out of that sound sleep, he probably would have burned to death in the flames that consumed the whole house. So these kinds of stories are not uncommon.
Maybe after a late night of studying and partying, the mind started to play tricks, you know, when you're overtired.
Each of these young men saw this apparition at different times. This is a common element of miraculous interventions. As we look at our case file, we find that apparitions often appear several times as if to build a sort of credibility before they deliver the message they intend to deliver.
Real or imagined, the apparitions saved them from the fire.
Coming up, a little boy rescues the victims of a car accident, only this little boy died the year before.
Could it be a miracle? Stay tuned. Welcome back. Many of our experts seem to agree that when our loved ones die, they do not come back as angels.
But there's some speculation that angels may choose to appear in the image of someone who has died, or that by some special opportunity, the spirit of someone who has died may be allowed to appear and interact ever so briefly.
Our next story hints at that very prospect. It begins with a farmer and his young son.
How you doing, Susan?
Dave Henson had lost his wife to cancer and now was raising his only child on his own.
You be careful, you hear? I love you, son.
I love you too, Dad.
This trip to camp was Stephen's first time away from home. sheriff's car pulled into the farm lot, Dave was struck with a coldness that seemed to freeze his soul with fear. The sheriff told Dave about the accident. Stephen had been killed instantly. His only son was gone forever. A year later, Dave was still lost in memories, a recluse whose farm was failing. Until a knock at the door and two young visitors changed his focus.
Mr. Hanson? Yeah? Hi, I'm Jerry Adams. This is my friend Sarah Kelly.
Hi.
Hi. We're doing our postgraduate work up at the U, and we're doing some research on farming in America.
Part of our sociology class.
I thought maybe we could ask you a couple of questions.
It's supposed to be corn out there, but it got awful dry this year. We're not going to get much of that in either.
So when is your usual harvest around here?
Mr. Henson, did your wife make this quilt?
Yeah, she did.
It's so beautiful.
Only one like it in the world. Everything she made was one of a kind. Before I bought the place, this used to be a dairy farm. This barn used to get real busy. Now I just store hay here.
Excuse me, Miss Hanson. I don't mean to interrupt you, but Sarah and I were wondering if maybe you could help us.
We'd like to work here with you, but like farmhands, with you.
You want to do what? I'll hurt you something. That's pretty good for city folks.
Working with his new friends brought back Dave's love for the land and gave him the opportunity to focus outside of himself. When their semester was finished, Dave decided to throw a party to celebrate the successful transition of two city kids to farmhands. Jerry and Sarah hurried to join their new friends.
Look out!
The later it got, the more worried Dave became about his friends.
Kid, get some help, would you? Please? Where's your daddy? Get your daddy, please.
Okay, well, look, you got my number. If anything comes up, please give me a call. Okay. Well, thanks. What was that? Okay. Don't move, don't move. It's just a breaker. I'll be right back.
Well, that did it.
Hi, Dad. It's Stephen. I found them. They're on the shortcut north of Grey Goose River.
Hey, Dave. We just got a phone call. He said they were on a road north of Grey Goose River. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, let's take my truck.
The directions the voice on the tape had given were exactly correct. Sarah and Jerry were reached with no wasted time. Now all that remained was to get them the medical attention they desperately needed.
Dave.
So how you feeling?
The doctor said that if it had been even just a few more minutes, we would have both gone into shock. How did you find us?
Dave's son called.
My son?
Yeah. When you went outside, the phone rang and a little boy said, "Hi, Dad, it's Stephen. I found them. They're on the shortcut north of Grey Goose River."
That's right. A boy did find us. I saw him now that you mentioned it. He looked like your son.
But that's impossible. I mean, that wasn't a phone call. That was a recording.
A recording?
Yeah, about a year ago, we lost some sheep, and I sent my son out to bring them back. When he found them, he called me to come and get them. That was the message on the answering machine. I kept the tape ever since. It's the only recording I have of his voice.
But it was right. He told you exactly where we were.
Well, then that explains it. When you flipped the breaker switch, the answering machine came back on.
No, you don't understand. I kept the tape in my room, not in the machine. Now the question is, how did the tape get in the machine?
Excuse me, when they brought you guys in, you were wrapped in this. Thought I'd return it.
It was my son.
Many of our experts say that angels have no physical bodies, that they appear as needed. So in this case, perhaps an angel assumed the image of little Stephen, or perhaps Stephen himself returned with the assistance of an angel.
If the stories in this week's show leave you searching for explanations, if you find yourself grappling with the realm of the mysterious, then perhaps you're asking yourself the question we ask at the end of every program.
The same question we'll ask again next week. Could it be a miracle?
Perhaps a complete understanding of miracles will always be just out of our reach. Nevertheless, the Miracle Research Center staff will continue trying to make the pieces of the puzzle fit. Think about what you've just seen and ask yourself, could it be a miracle? Until next time, I'm Robert Culp.